cat. Welcome to my therapy. This ain't your ordinary world, it's extraordinary. See, I'm a high priestess lightworker, here to guide your way through the waves of life. We'll find a new path to embrace. Tarot, astrology, numerology in our hands. No weapon formed against you shall ever stand. We're winners, we never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste, Big Cat Earth Signs, Grand Rising. Welcome or welcome back to Big Cat Astrology, Big Cat Wave, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. The planetary hot topics to add to your almanac over the next 7 days. On the 25th of December, Venus in Scorpio trines Neptune in Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces and Pisces is ruled by Neptune. This trine can bring karmic gifts and financial rewards due to your previous actions. It is a wonderful time for charitable work and attracting real love into your life. Be kind during this transit and that kindness will be reflected back to you. It's also a great time to host. Go for it. On the 26th, the full moon in Cancer brings focus to the home and family matters. Finish up projects at home. Resolve issues with those you think of as family. It will support the unfolding of the pleasant side of life. It is an excellent opportunity to relax and develop new energy in your soul. Avoid any surgical procedures during a full moon. On the 27th, Mercury in Sagittarius squares Neptune in Pisces. Your focus may be completely gone. This can be a bit of a bad period for you, especially if you are susceptible to any form of mental illness. If you don't feel well mentally, it's best to consult a counsellor or psychiatrist as soon as possible. Stay away from alcohol, recreational drugs and stimulants during this period. It's best not to confront anyone socially if you have any problems with them. Stay away from any important business decisions right now and surgical procedures. On the 28th, Mars in Sagittarius squares Neptune in Pisces. This square provides many negative thoughts and patterns. If you drink alcohol, you may become violent. Yes. And then end up in prison with the prisoners. Focusing your energy may be difficult and you may be uncertain about your next steps, unable to see clearly. Try to give yourself time. Get plenty of rest. Work on your intuitive connections. On the 29th, Venus enters Sagittarius. Having adventures with loved ones can be great. During Venus in Sagittarius, you may have to maintain some freedom from others within that closeness. Venus in Scorpio sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. Passions intensify and it could be strong in relationships. You may demand more commitment from those closest to you and are willing to give it in return. This aspect between Venus and Pluto also offers good fortune towards new friends or more open-mindedness. There is a possibility of success in your business affairs. On the 30th, Jupiter goes direct, thank good golly and gosh, which means you can get more opportunities to improve your finances. Having better resources will improve your stability and security. Be more confident. Focus on actions over introspection. You'll gain momentum when Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius ends on the 1st of January. On the 31st, the moon enters Virgo. There will be plenty little details to address. Get them out of the way before the new year comes. You may be able to sense things about to change direction. Work with a flexible schedule and structure. Please stay tuned in for the tarot reading to follow. Big Cat Wave. Namaste! Grand Rising Earth Signs, welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your next 7 days. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Big Cat Wave. Let's dive in, darling dears, and unpack. I'm going to lead with the Astro Dice. When reading the Astro Dice, you have to understand, number one, the planets. The planets is the energy that's available to you, darling dear. It's the actors and their actions, okay? The signs, the planets, the signs. The signs is the roles, the costume, how you're actually going to play out the actions of the planets, darling dears. And the houses is where the area of your life that's going to be affected by it, okay? Okay, let's press on. Good golly and gosh. Right. You have Mercury. In the role of a Capricorn, because that's what's on top, Capricorn. Mercury in Capricorn. And then we've got the 4th house. Okay? So, Mercury, the key work is Mercury. It's about your communications, your logic, your intellect. Maybe your perception of a situation and how you communicate it. Because Mercury covers all forms of communication. Please excuse the noise. They've decided to cut down the trees outside today. Why they did that, I don't know. But anyway, we'll press on. Okay? So it's Mercury in Capricorn. Capricorn is the 10th house, darling dear. The 10th house is about your ambitions. It's about your status. It's about the structure that you create for yourself and your reputation. It's all about you, darling dears. You'll be thinking logically about your ambitions, darling dears. And we had the 4th house. The 4th house is represented by your what? Your home and your family, darling dear. Maybe you've got ambitious ideas around possibly even refurbishment, darling dears. But it's the organization of your family values. I'm getting the feeling that you're shrinking your circle, or those that you call family, darling dears. You may be family by blood, but you know what? Loyalty, reciprocation is what makes the true family, darling dears, of the soul tribe. The energy of Mercury, darling dears. Lean in, bestie. Lean in. Good golly and gosh. Stop it already with the cutting of the branches. And it's metaphor as well, darling dears. Not everything is a sign in the reading. You're cutting off certain family situations in order to be more careful. This is about you, what? Focusing on your goals, your ambitions and your dreams. I moved the thing, didn't I? Yeah, your goals, your ambitions and your dreams, darling dears. This is about you being more focal. This is you taking the time to sit, ponder and actually align yourself with what you truly deserve. We currently have Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, darling dears. Yes, baby. So you'll be doing a lot of deep diving, going within, darling dears. You're definitely going to be looking at your ambitions and your responsibilities around your family duties, creating this new family situation, darling dears. It's about self-care as well, darling dears. Mother energy as well as the children, women all in general, darling dears, is also highlighted in your life over the next 7 days. Okay. Some of your, because with the Mercury retrograde, and this is, look how it came out for you, Earth signs, for you to fully understand your role in it. I've also put up a Mercury retrograde read where it affects your sun, moon and rising sign. Go and have a look at that. But this is about the 4th house, it's about your values, your secret self, how you are behind closed doors, darling dears. You're rearranging yourself from the inside out over the next 7 days. And again, you're highlighting your ambitions. This is about you going after your goals, darling dears, to what? Furnish your family vibe. This is creating a solid foundation over the next 7 days. We also have the energy of the 4. You may be born on, your birth date could be the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, or the 31st, darling dears. In numerology, the number 4 is ruled by Uranus. Uranus rules the letters D, M, and T. It's a fixed air sign. So the numbers 4, 13, 22, and 31 is going to be of import to you, darling dears. This is a change, a full-on change. This is you being future-orientated, darling dears. Some of you are utilizing the technologies in a fabulous, gorgeous, lovely way to further your ambitions, darling dears. You're doing a deep dive into yourself, darling dear, seeing what works for you, and you're moving with it, darling dear, because it's going to bring you all the comforts back home. Remember, I told you that. You're a natural-born organizer, darling dears. Your strength is in your organizational skills. The numbers 2, 4, and 8 is going to be good for you over the next 7 days. Your luckiest days will be Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, as well as the letters DMV. So we already had the D and the M, right, with the Uranus energy. So it's D, M, T, and V. Good numbers, good letters for you over the next 7 days. Again, they start up with a chainsaw. Confirmation, darling dears. Confirmation. You're cutting out things that are not aligned with your status and your values. Law number 5 of the 48 laws of power. Understanding that if you hang with 4 bottom feeders, you're going to be number 5. You're cutting it out, using your intellect, changing your perception of a situation, darling dears, especially around family. Could be birth family, but you've changed your perception, and this is like a breakaway because you're going within. All answers come from within, and you're looking at how you feel around certain family issues or members. The energy of the 4 in tarot is the chariot. What am I talking about, this chariot? Good golly and gosh. Chariot energy is Cancer moon energy. Why have I come through that? This speaks about future success, darling dears. Continue to listen to your intuition and your discernment. Somebody's also buying a car, a mobile home, or thinking of a journey in a mobile home at this moment in time. It could be the mobile in the fact that you're moving from one space, physical space, to another. The energy of the 4 in tarot is the Emperor, Mars and Aries energy, father energy. This is about you being more entrepreneurial. This is you creating this solid foundation that will bolster your family going forward. It's about some will be meeting a new partner over the next 7 days, a divinely guided partner. You're also, for others, you'll be getting some big news, darling dears. You're going to be making head over heart decisions. You're going to be fearless and stubborn. Because once you come through this introspective period where you've lined up all your ducks, you're going to be what? Following it, darling dears. Conceive, believe, and achieve. Love it. I don't hate it. All right. Let's press on at a hot trot. Let's get your oracle ancestral message for the earth signs. Next 7 days. Thank you. Do you believe in miracles, darling dears? You have a genie in the lamp. This is like the 9 of Cups. The universe is about to grant a desire, a secret desire, darling dears. But once you've completed all of this introspection, you're going to bring it to pass. We already discussed the Cancer energy. It fell out of my mouth, the Chariot energy. You're calling it in, darling dears. Expect the wondrous to emerge. Expect it, darling dear. Be in expectation mode. You have a waxing gibbonous moon in the background. It's about your aligning your hopes and your wishes with what the universe wants to give you. This is about things that you've been working towards as you remove what no longer serves you, darling dears. It's gathering momentum and it's coming towards you. Toot sweet. At this moment in time, the current planetary energies for Mercury, it's at, guess what? Can you guess it? We already know, because Mercury is retrograde, so it's at 3 degrees, darling dears. 3 degrees will bring it into a mutable sign, darling dears. So check that out on your birth natal chart. See where Mercury is, darling dears. And 3 degrees means that it's something new, something that you have to conquer, you have to master. It's almost textbook, darling dears, but you'll be going by, it's going by the rules, your rules, darling dears, but it's mastering this situation, standing firm in the choices that you make for yourself going forward over the next 7 days, because miracles are on your what? Look, you got the badass alchemist ways. The universe is working for you, right? Walk in beauty, darling dears. Be confident. Be in expectation mode. Yeah. To me, this looks like Saturn and the sun in the background, darling dears. Saturn is about rules and regulations, and again, Saturn rules Capricorn as well as Aquarius. But it's about time. Something took time for you to get this discipline, to realize the limitations in your life and letting go of them, darling dears. You've got the badass alchemist ways. Yeah, love it. There we split the deck. Infinite abundance. Listen, I can't make this up. This is going to be a telling week for you, darling dears, as you realize introspectively, intuitively, what you must release in order for what? The great goodness of life. Abundance is pouring into your life over the next 7 days. Abundance comes in many forms, darling dears. Not just the Skrilla.com, not just the folding stuff. The abundance of knowledge, self-love, self-care. The abundance of true soul tribe, darling dears. The abundance of what? Healed emotions. The abundance of what? Having the true energies around you, darling dears. Reciprocation. Love it. Somebody's hanging out washing in this weather. You better be in the Caribbean. Hey! Right. Let's press on at a hot trot. Let's get a deck. No, I feel like we need to go with some quick intuitive messages before we press on. Yeah, you got a backstabbing Judas, darling dears. Somebody who don't like you. Somebody who is a back front neck tabber that goes for the white meat. What do they want? Right? They're watching you boss up. What did I say? Many that backstabbed you, darling dears, maybe 4 main instigators are going to watch your come up gang. Yeah. Divine masculine. You are in your masculine energy. You may even be a masculine, darling dears. Divine masculine also points to the energy of the 4. A future husband or wife coming into your life, darling dears. Yeah, the bad news bears. There's a lot of gossip going on around you, darling dears, from some backstabbing Judases. Yep. What's this? Because you change your face in this world. If you know who sings that, put it in the comments. Posh, clap. Yeah. You've got some backtabbers, darling dears, that are not happy. They need to stop watching you. Yeah, in some cases you were sleeping with the enemy. Sleeping with that energy of the enemy, darling dears. But no more. This is a new whole, new improved. What you are, you've become the what? The bionic big cat earth sign over the next 7 days. Listen, you are using your flip-flops. So what's that? Your common sense, darling dears. Not everybody has them. You have a field. Right. Let's base of your deck, we've got the Ace of Swords. This is about clarity, but it's also pay attention to your dreams, your intuition. The Eight of Swords also speaks about a new beginning, darling dear. Something significant for someone is the East. Maybe you'll be moving, because we saw the movement of the Cancer, but we didn't see it. I mentioned it. The Cancer energy, the Chariot energy, Cancer energy of the tarot, darling dears. Something significant could be the moving from one place to another, but this movement is going to what? Turn up and you'll be gone in days, darling dears, days. This is victory and success. This also speaks about attracting a partner of similar intellect, darling dears. Somebody who's not coming with the fucking ease, blood, bruh, or sistrine. Finances for the earth signs over the next 7 days. Finances, thank you. 7 of Pentacles, sowing the right seeds and you will reap what you sow. Listen, you're coming up long and strong, darling dears. Queen of Pentacles, knowing your worth. This goes to 8 of Pentacles, success, darling dears. Something that you've been working towards is about to come to fruition. Your hard efforts are about to pay off big time, darling dear. The fan speaks about what? Keeping it to yourself, darling dears. Why? Page of Pentacles. You've got takers on your back, darling dears. These are the back, front, neck, tabbing Judases. Yeah. People that wanted you to fail, darling dears. But you see, the Queen of Pentacles has her shapely back turned. Law 16 of the 48 laws of power. Whoever's in the past is in the past, but they're paying attention to you. Look at those evil eyes watching you. Pentacles is online, darling dears. You can't see them, and even if you could, you wouldn't know them, darling dears. They've assumed a different persona, but it's about you writing down firm plans, darling dears, your affirmations, your goals, your dreams, because your wants and your wishes are lining up with what the universe wants to grant you. Financially, you look set, darling dears. You look set. Dare I split the deck? Yeah, because what you're seeking is seeking you. 2 of Cups. Love it. Your finances are looking good. This also speaks about advisory role. Some of you are in advisory role. Cups could do with emotions. You could be a counselor, or what you do is like counseling, darling dears. Yeah, there's people that you don't speak to who's peeping at you, darling dear, wanting to know what's in your wallet over the next 7 days. You're bossing up in silence. Yo, the Queen of Pentacles had a fan, darling dears. Okay, we've looked at the finances. We need to know about relationships. Jumped right into my hand. Moon energy. This is Cancer as well as Pisces energy. It speaks about backstabbing. It speaks about negative vibes being sent your way, darling dears, from people that you no longer parlez-vous with. What did I say? This is disloyal groups, darling dears. We've got what? The King of Pentacles. People that took a gamble or a risk in your life. People that felt they was in an authoritative status in your life, darling dears. But you've distanced yourself. Good golly and gosh, 3 of Wands. You've distanced yourself because you always intuitively knew that they didn't see you as what? Their cup of tea, darling dears. But yet they were still there to see what was going on. Good golly and gosh. When we see 2 3s on the tableau, darling dears, this is a definite parting of ways. You've left some people in the dirt and the dust, darling dears. They're sending negative energies towards you. Betrayal, darling dears. Betrayal. Tell us more. Tell us. Should we get the tiny cards? Why not? Base of the deck. Yeah, 5 of Cups. A lot of people feeling guilty. Let me bring them out. Let that bad juju stay with them, darling dears. Yeah, but they didn't realize that the light was shining on you, that you'd find your 2 of Cups. What's that? What you were seeking from your soul level was seeking you. But you had to release yourself from these negative groups, darling dears. These gossip mongers, these back front neck sabbers. I can't make it up. 2 of Cups. What you're seeking is seeking you. And this is about true balance coming into your life, darling dears. This also speaks about second chance to you, darling dears. Somebody's also going to be going on a date over the next 7 days. It's going to be unexpected, but go, darling dears. And it's about you leading with forgiveness, not of them, of past situations. You don't want to bring that baggage with you. You want to be as light as air, an airy cat. What's this? 9 of Cups. Someone is emotionally disturbed, darling dears, and it also speaks about the emotional disturbation that you had around this group. This is why you had to what? Transform, right? They made you feel like you was the bad news bear until you what? Stepped into your masculine energy. Or stop and are avoiding the what? Back front neck tabbers. Yeah. Avoid them, darling dears, and don't invite them back. Why? They're the devil's most diligent workers. Continue to avoid moon energy. They don't wish good on you, darling dears. Negative emotions. And it also speaks about negative words and gossip, darling dears. They want to illuminate you to someone else's downfall. None of your business, darling dears. As you build your true soul tribe. Yeah. All because you don't speak to them anymore. This is what the issue is. And look, the moon card fell out again. Yeah. You don't speak to them. You got to keep in stum. Listening to your intuition. Your biggest fears was around this group, and you broke a cycle that was putting you on a self-destructive path. Bye, there you go. Yeah. Obstacles, Knight of Cups, disingenuous people. There's also lies being told at your back by many, darling dears. Knight of Cups is someone who goes from village to village, but this is in the reverse. These are people arguing amongst themselves about you. Listen, Six of Cups. That's all because they would like another opportunity in your life, darling dears. But you've got the Seven of Wands, spiritually protected. You stood your ground, darling dear, and you spoke your truth, even if your voice was shaking. This is Wands. We've got 2 Wands and 2 Cups. This is fire and water. You've put out whatever fire they had for you, darling dears. You took the wind out their sails when you blocked them. Hey! Blockety, block party. Good golly and gosh. But you have an opportunity coming towards you, darling dears. Yeah. You're not taking anything from any deceptive people. People that like to stab and stab again. 7 of Swords. Page of Swords. Yeah, they're still curious about what you've got going on, darling dear. But this is what? 5 of Swords. There'll be no amends making here. Nope. They've finally been dropped off for good. King of Wands. You're a natural born charmer, darling. There's natural born leader. Futuristic thinking. What's this? The World card. Ended the situation, darling dears. You've left that seat open for people to come into your life that will be reciprocating. Again, you are highly intuitive. You may even be tarot readers or using some form of divination. You have the skills, darling dears, for this new beginning. And for others, it's about planning world travel. But be careful, because Mercury retrograde goes into Sagittarius from the 23rd of December 2023, darling dears. And while it's there, it's going to be affecting things like airline ticket sales. Don't go on that flight. It'll be the last one you take. Cruise ship announcements, issues with passport formats, immigration policies, and foreign relations and delicacies. Listen, pay attention, darling dears. And this is confirmation. Give me a minute. Yeah, as I was saying, with the World card, the Ace of Pentacles, the new opportunities coming towards you. These are opportunities that you've co-created because you released situations and circumstances that were dragging you back, darling dear. You no longer vibrate on those frequencies. This is you going forward with confidence in this new beginning, this fresh start that's been gifted to you by the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis. Love it. You're not letting the Decepticons back in. You are standing firm. Why? Because you don't need them. You don't. You don't need them for anything. What about the... this one needs to come in my hand. Opportunity, darling dears. Good golly and gosh, bestie. Can you take it? Are you ready for it? 4 of Pentacles, darling dears. Taking control of your finances, your mental health. And looks like he's holding on to his ears, doesn't it? It looks like a cat holding its ears. You're not listening to anything that's going to take you off your gangster. You've got 7 of Swords. You don't like that feeling of being vulnerable, darling dears. You tell yourself the truth all of the time. This is the opportunity, and it's a reminder again to listen to your spiritual downloads. Your ancestors want you to know. I've just noticed this on this card. There's a mask-wearing marauder around you, darling. There's somebody that wants to come in. 10 of Wands. Someone who you are done with, darling. There's completed. You've released that burden in your life. Someone or someone's. Because you had to boss up. You had to, right? You didn't have a choice. Again, we get the what? 3 of Pentacles. You're about to be recognized as a major craftsperson. This is also accolades from some kind of achievement, something you've achieved, something tangible, a skill that you can translate into Skrilla.com. That's your money, darling dears. You're about to be recognized in a big way. What's this? 9 of Pentacles. Listen, in the reverse, this is you traveling solo, darling dears. You're still protected, but your skills are about to be seen by a great many. Pentacles represents online. If you've got a business online or you're doing something online, this is your week for what? Ascension. Yeah, because of the introspection you've done, darling dears. Honing your skills, Hermit card. And it's about the isolation from situations and circumstances that no longer serve you. That energy is not sucking off of you, darling dears. You realize that it was a spiritual journey for you, darling dear. What's this? What's about the marauders at the door? The unwelcome ones. The ones that don't like you. Deceptive, a con person and a hoodwinker. What about them? They're watching you be happy and create a new beginning. Sun energy, darling dears. Right? We've also got the Seven of Wands, and they know they can't come back. Not for all the tea in China. They can't get in, darling dears. Two of Wands, because you're no longer on that frequency. You know what bull swanky they come with, darling dears. Hashing over old bones. Things that you've outgrown. Things that you've forgiven yourself for. Things that you've utilized. All of these weaknesses and these things that happened to you, darling dears. You took them as lessons, are taking them as lessons. And you're going forward. This is active forward movement, darling dears. Assessing all of your progress. This is the time for you to realize the new things that you are discovering about yourself and your capabilities. You're making right decisions, darling dears. Keep going. Keep going. Tapping into your adventurous side as your vision unfolds over the next 7 days, darling dears. I love it. I don't hate it. Fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. Let's get some final intel. And then we're out of here to get great. Because it's your transformation season, darling dears. You worked for this. You are, after all, an earth sign. You plan, plot, and strategize, which we saw with the King of Wands. And you don't look like what you've been through. Let's get some final advice, and then we're out of here to get great. Going to use the Kipper. Give it a quick shifty. This wondrous universe is opening up for you, darling dears. Do you believe in miracles, earth sign? Well, you're right. Slap bang in the middle of one. Trust and believe. Over the next 7 days, your life is about to turn around. Just felt butterflies as confirmation in my tummy. Yeah, family. Something about the family. We already got that information with what? The 4, darling dears, at the top of the read from the Astro dice. You're going to be bossing up, but there's shadow figures at your back, darling dears, hating that it's you that are in this position. People that robbed you of your time and your energies, darling dears. They're being left out in the cold. Woo, chap. Yeah. Final advice. Yeah. Let people sit with their judgment. It also speaks about some legal situation is going your way. You're about to boss up, darling dears. You may even be signing contracts, which is going to turn your life around, which is going to have the what? The watchers, the mouth breathers, pumped, pressed, and perturbed. Concerned, darling dears. Concerned. But it's your toil and labor, your hard work, your hard efforts, and those cold truths you've been telling yourself, darling dears, and believe in them. This is why everything is working out for you. Ace of the deck. Yeah. They be talking behind your back, but they're behind your back for a reason. Just like a ponytail, darling dear. It's behind you like the past. On that note, I drops me mic. To love to Teesprings, Patreon, or my TikToks where I also upload videos. If you'd like a personal read, please hit me up in the Gmail. All of my intel is in the description box below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Share with whomsoever you feel needs this
battery charge.
Good God, that fried me, didn't you? Yeah, low battery, you need a charge, darling dears. Don't let them take your energy ever again. Am I really going to look for... Yes, I'm looking for the lead blood. It's the OCD in me. Right.
Audio mode is connected.
Yeah, can you hear me at the back? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, as I said. And leave a comment, because your comment is a survival kit for another big cat. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Big Cat Wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat.
Hey, big cat, welcome to my therapy. This ain't your ordinary world, it's extraordinary. See, winners. We never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.